Well, we're in William Hill Bookies just at the moment, and we'll be telling you what the odds are, not only here in Rotherham, but for the country as well, for the general election. How will the Labour Party and UKIP fare along with the Conservatives and the other parties as well, of course? But first, let's bring in Barney Sadler. He is a Labour candidate, I think a local council Labour candidate, and also Jack Duffin, who is chair of a UKIP youth group. Thank you both for joining us here on Sky News this afternoon. Barney, to you first of all, if I may, how big a threat is UKIP?
Sorry, what was that? Can you repeat that? Sorry.
Yeah, I can. How big a threat is UKIP to the Labour Party nationally?
Oh, how big's a threat? Nationally, I don't think they're that much of a threat. I think the prediction so far is they're about to win about 10 seats overall in the general election. I think they stand a chance in the future. I think this general election, they've had a lot of media focus around them, particularly because of their leader. I think maybe in this seat and in Kent, they possibly stand a decent chance. But nationally, I doubt they'll succeed big time.
OK, let's ask Jack Duffin that same question. Jack, you are chair of a UKIP youth group. How does UKIP appeal to the young?
To the young and to Labour voters. We've seen in Hayward and Middleton, we have 617 votes off winning a safe Labour seat. We're taking votes up and down the country from young people and older people. But let's look at it. Why are people turning away from Labour? It's because the mask is dropping. As Emily Thornberry's shown, they have nothing but contempt for working class kids like myself. And the fact is, people are walking away in their droves, and there's only one party to vote for if you want to vote for change, and that is UKIP.
OK, Barney Sadler, you would say what in response to that?
What was my response to that? Well, I think Labour has definitely not abandoned their working class roots. That is a total lie. In terms of youth, we have got some great policies that are coming forward. We've got a youth job guarantee where we want to promise every 18 to 24-year-old that's been on JSA for the last year a job in a private sector, paid for by the government with an extra £500 for training purposes. This isn't sort of youth against the mainstream political parties. This is a great opportunity for Labour to really rise to that and prove that they can be back on the working class agenda again, definitely.
Yeah, I suppose a question to both of you would be this, and that is that people my age will vote because we have been brought up to think that it's an appropriate thing to do. Younger people do not tend to vote. How are you going to be able to get young people out to the polling stations come the 7th of May? Jack, to you first of all.
Well, we're seeing not just young people, but people who haven't voted for generations coming out and voting for UKIP. It's been a key factor in why we've seen success in by-elections. There's people that haven't voted for 20, 30, even 40 years going, actually, now I've finally got a party I can go out and vote for. And UKIP are the only political party that said they'll lift the minimum wage out of income tax, £13,500, and it's policies like that. Reducing tuition fees for STEM subjects, because as we've seen, there's a massive undersupply of people who are doing those skilled jobs that we need, and politicians aren't dealing with it. But while the other parties continue to talk down to young people, working class in particular, then people get fed up with them, and they're coming to UKIP because they're voting for change and they're sick of what the Westminster elite stands for. Labour base themselves in Islington. Even Simon Danshuk, Labour MPs are saying that about the Labour Party. They don't represent anyone anymore, and if people want a better Britain for everyone, they've got one choice, and that choice is UKIP.
Yeah. Barney, should it be compulsory to vote?
Sorry, pardon?
Should it be compulsory to vote?
I think possibly it could be compulsory to vote. I think it would definitely make a big change in our system. But in terms of youth votes, we're actually looking to reduce or lower the voting age to 16 and 17-year-olds. So young people, at the moment, 18 to 24-year-olds are the lowest portion of people who vote. But by lowering the voting age, we can get more people on the voting list. This is a great opportunity to see youth more involved. And in terms of mentioning the Westminster establishment, you know, UKIP say that they're against elitism within the political system, but they actively stand for elitism within our educational system through the promotion of grammar schools.
OK, good to talk to you both. Thanks very much indeed.